Hey guys, this is Khalif, Fat Guy Skinny Wallet, and
Sherry Ann. Hey. Because sometimes you say this is my wife, so I didn't know.
We need a cool name for her or something. Alright guys, so we're here to kind of talk about the elimination diet, our thoughts of it, the clean program, elimination diet, Alexander Younger or
Alejandro.
Something. Really?
Unger.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought it was Alexander. Okay, whatever. Alright, so we did kind of individual videos about some of the things, so I'll link the playlist on the screen and in the description box, so you can just click that and look at those videos to answer your specific questions. But, alright, so one of the things, we talk about the two phases. First, you actually had to do the full elimination where you had to get rid of everything. So, I guess my thoughts about that, or the first thing I think of, is that there was a lot that you had to get rid of, and I don't know if I was ready for how much we had to get rid of, because we knew, okay, tomatoes, peppers, and those things, but it just seemed like as it went on, all of our meal options that things we would normally have were things like, oh, we can't have that, oh, we can't have that either, we can't have that because this is in it. I had to stop taking my glucosamine pills. We had, we're taking gelatin and had to stop taking that. We were taking fiber and had to stop taking that, because of what else was in it. So there was so many. So what we realized, I guess, first is how many things that we take have other things in it that we don't even realize.
But I kind of, at the same time, even though that's true, I kind of liked it because of that. I liked being able to simplify. Like everything we ate was one ingredient or one or two. So yeah. I kind of liked the fact that it wasn't complex things involved, even though we were limited. And especially for me, I think it was a little easier because I like rice. We could have rice. So I pretty much think for the whole thing, which is probably bad, is that I ate rice and meat for that one meal.
Yeah, it was rough. Because, it mainly was. There was so many things we couldn't have. It was going to be rice and then, certain mixed vegetables. But we couldn't have other ones because they had corn in it and we weren't allowed to have corn.
Right.
So, and even certain vegetables we couldn't have either, like sweet potatoes and squash and that stuff. So, it was hard in that sense because all the things that we eat, I think we eat pretty simple anyway. Yeah. And a lot of those things were taken away. I mean, I'll have eggs with feta cheese and, a couple other things in the spinach and green olives or something, and I couldn't have eggs or feta cheese. So I was like, okay, that's limited. You saw a lot of where I got my fats because we couldn't have dairy was green olives and avocados. That was a big source, and then nuts. At the end of the night, we have nuts.
We had lots of nuts and fruit. We had tons of nuts and fruit.
I need to know why y'all didn't tell me pistachios were so good.
I told him they were addicting.
I never heard of a pistachio until like a couple years ago. I just never knew what it was or heard of it until people would get pistachio ice cream,
which is delicious.
Then we got these pistachios. What, man?
Yeah.
All y'all should have told me. So I'm upset with all y'all watching right now that y'all didn't say, Khalif,
he's upset with me too.
Need to try some pistachios.
He told me
y'all could have told me that like 2 years ago.
He told me the same thing. But yeah. So I think, like he said, towards the end we really felt it. Towards the end we were like, all right, I'm tired of this.
I think I was okay with the actual elimination part.
Yeah.
As far as like I didn't get fatigued from that, and I mean like mentally fatigued from doing it. I didn't get fatigued from that. It was when we moved into the second or third phase, which is a reintroduction. The one thing,
because it was like a tease.
Well, one thing we should say about that though is, especially with you, was the smoothies.
All right, now, as I admitted, that's one area that I really fell short. I did not have the smoothies. Like when we first got the pea protein and the hemp, like I tried them, and they were just nasty. There was no combination.
The taste wasn't nasty.
There was no combination of fruit and the smoothie and green vibrance that was palatable to me, and so I really just cut the smoothies out. Let's just tell the truth. So I would have like snacks, like fruits, and then have my meal, and then have more fruits and some nuts later. So
we were supposed to have two smoothies and one meal.
Yes.
And then you can have a couple.
And so I can totally say that in that regard, I failed because I did not complete the diet as it was supposed to be in that way.
I definitely think that, I mean, I had days where I only had one smoothie and I didn't have both. It was difficult. One of the things that was difficult is we couldn't have bananas. And that's the base for my smoothies.
There was like no bulk in these smoothies.
So, yeah, so it's like I'm throwing avocado in to take the place of a banana. Yeah, I know to me avocado doesn't have much of a taste. So, you know, it was just difficult to make the smoothies. And then, yeah, the pea protein, the rice protein, the texture of them was different than what I'm used to with the whey protein. So, yeah, it was just a little tougher to deal with. But I don't think they were bad. I don't think the taste was bad. You know, you think the taste was bad?
I found it unpleasant.
Yeah, but we're going to do reviews of it, so we'll talk about all the details of those proteins that we tried.
They smelled good.
People tried to get away from whey, so we'll do full reviews of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall the elimination itself, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was fine.
This is what I'll say, because certain people are like, I couldn't do that. You can do it. All you have to do is plan. You have to know you only have one meal a day. So you just have to know, okay, what am I going to have? Like, yeah, we cook a pot of rice, and that rice can last, 7 meals. Okay, that's a day. That's a week.
Chicken that lasts you a few days.
Yeah, and you do that, and then you mix it up. And, maybe have I would have salmon, even though there's chicken in the fridge. I would have salmon one day, and if I do that, then I wouldn't have one of the other fat sources. Just doing things like that.
It's easier now. You can't have like quinoa pasta or rice pasta or things like that.
Yeah.
So you even have more options than what we did.
Yeah.
It was just easy. Like, I think I didn't mind the monotony because it made it easy. Because I didn't have to think. I didn't have to plan a bunch of meals or, you know what I mean? So
yeah. The one thing you have to watch out for, though, is, getting in micronutrients.
Yes.
That's why the smoothies are so important, because if you're having the same vegetable and starch and, well, really if you're having rice with the vegetable and meat every day, then you're not getting much variety in your food as far as vitamins and minerals are concerned. Right. So that's when those smoothies become extremely important, because that's where you kind of supplement that. And taking multivitamin and other supplements. So, yeah, I think all that stuff was, helped us to do it. But, yeah, I think if you plan, it's easy enough to do. And I think if you eat a good amount of processed foods, and I'm talking about anything. I'm talking about even with powders or anything like that. So I don't just mean processed food is McDonald's, but I mean anything that you're not creating from scratch, all the base ingredients, and you're mixing them together. If you're doing that, some processed foods, then it really is an eye opener, because you have to look at every label and see, this has gluten. I didn't even think of that. Just because it's not bread doesn't mean it doesn't have gluten. People who have to eat gluten-free know that. There's so many things you have to avoid. We couldn't have peanuts. So, there's so many things that you have to avoid to make sure you're not getting peanuts
and forget corn, because corn is in every product on earth.
Corn, shellfish. Exactly. There's so many things that we have to look out for.
Corn is in everything, guys.
So if you're not buying the very base ingredients and mixing things on your own, then you can very easily consume something that you're trying to avoid. So I think it showed us, like, there's so much that goes into the production of our food that we can try to avoid, and it doesn't have to be as complex. So that was the thing that really was kind of eye-opening, is that even when you're eating quote-unquote healthy, you still see that there are a lot of things that go into your food that are probably unexpected. So, it's really helped to even hone in on looking at ingredients. There's a lot of things that said we just could not have. Not having beef was bad, but, when you go into it and say, like, oh, wait, we can't have the gelatin because that comes from beef, and we can't, there's so many things that just like we couldn't have. Like I said, I had to stop taking my glucosamine chondroitin because it has shellfish in it. And, I didn't think we could have shellfish, so I stopped taking that. So just things like that, I didn't even, prepare for that ahead of time. So,
I mean, I think the good part for me is that I would like to eat more like that. Not in terms of healthy versus unhealthy, because, like Holly said, and as you probably see from our hauls, we don't eat a bunch of unhealthy stuff anyway. But just keeping it really simple, like not having complex foods and recipes and stuff, just keeping it really simple sometimes. I really did enjoy that aspect of it, because I could say I had a piece of chicken and it really was just a piece of chicken. It wasn't chicken with barbecue sauce that has sugar and soy and all, you know what I mean? Like, it was just plain food, and I enjoyed it, and I really plan on eating more like that from time to time.
It took my eggs. I don't know if I could say I enjoyed it.
Well, you gotta, I mean...
But, yeah, it was... so, I mean, would you recommend it to people? Like, a lot of people who were saying, I don't know if I could do it.
Yes, because you can do it.
Yeah, I would recommend it.
It really was not... It's not like it's the master cleanse where you're drinking lemon water with some maple syrup every day. Right. You're eating food. You can have snacks.
Yeah.
Limited snacks, but you can have snacks.
Most likely, you'll find things that you didn't even think.
Yeah.
I mean, we ate a couple things that we hadn't tried before. That we just saw them and said, wow, this is interesting, and it's not something that's banned. So let's try it and see, how it works.
And you, like anything else, you become creative. You'll find, trust me, you'll find recipes, and you'll think of substitutions. You'll do it. I didn't make it, but I even found a chocolate cake that I could make without breaking the cleanse. So, you just have to be creative, too. And it'll do all those things.
Yeah, I would definitely say do it. And, of course, for the original reason it was intended, do it. To a lot of the foods that we had to cut out are known to cause health problems in people. Again, I don't believe that gluten is just bad for everyone.
Right.
I don't believe that soy is bad for everyone. But there are a lot of people who have these sensitivities or allergies, or even have conditions that are made worse because of eating certain foods. And if you went a month without eating any of these foods, and you notice a change in your body, then you know that something in your diet is causing you to feel worse. And then the second half, which is we're going to do another video on, that's when you really hone in on what's doing it. So I would say do it if you have any health problems. Do it if you have any concerns about any of the food you eat. And you know what? Do it just to challenge yourself to see if you can be disciplined and creative. So do it. There's no reason to not do it. And, of course, we didn't buy the book, but if you want to buy the book, the link is down in the description box. You can look at it. You don't even have to buy it. You can look at it and see some of the things that that he recommends in it. And even the reviews on Amazon, a lot of people go into detail on what they did. And, of course, look at our playlist. You can see what we ate, how we shopped, and some of the problems we ran into. And, yeah, so I recommend doing it.
The one thing I would like to say is in doing the program, he does, or they do sell you, a shake mix, probably like a probiotic and all those things. And it's extremely expensive. We didn't do that because really you can comparison shop. Like he gives you all the ingredients in what you are buying for the program. You can find something comparative at Vitamin Shop or Swanson's Vitamins, which I love, online.
Or
Amazon. So you don't have to spend the $300 or whatever it was for those things.
One of them's $400 too.
Yeah, like you can see for yourself. Go to the website. But yeah, so we supplemented those things. We had a good probiotic that we took, a digestive enzyme that we well, I don't know if you took it, but I was taking it. But anyways, just things to substitute for what he's asking you to pay for to do the cleanse.
Yeah, I forgot about that aspect because we didn't buy the stuff. So if you want to, that's fine. I had a coworker who did it, the one who recommended the program, and she said it did make things a lot easier when she just bought the kit. Yeah. She did it like 4 or 5 times so far, and she bought the kit a couple times.
So you don't have to think.
Yeah, you buy the kit, and the kit comes with smoothie mixes. The kit comes with everything that you need for it, but you're paying for that convenience.
Yeah.
So there's a trade-off. Alright, so we're going to end this video because it's probably really long. We can't see the time, so...
Yeah.
Alright, we'll be back in a minute with part 2 and tell you how the actual reintroduction phases went.